Yeah, so know that on the other side of that, another conversation, which will be a future episode, that we talk about often is what are we working for and towards?
Sure.
There's this, Garen and I talk often, again, we'll unpack it in a future episode, of being on a highway with no exits, right? So, as a person who's out trying to provide, trying to grind, trying to um, make partnership with us worthwhile, if that makes sense. There is a lot of feelings on the other side of that, and there is a lot of guilt around fatigue.
Yeah.
When we're tired, when we're frustrated, when we are, maybe a little bit unclear about what the next step or direction is, being able to say that, walk in, hey, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what to do. It's not an option. So there's a lot there, and when you recognize that when you're on a highway with no exits, you can't slow down, you can't stop. There's no turning around. You can't hit reverse. And so this idea that we daily have to lean into resilience in ourselves, resilience, as we've been talking about, which is the resilience of a household, right? The resilience of a relationship with a partner that holds you up, recognizing that that's a two-way thing, right? It's bi-directional. Um, there's a lot of things that go into the other side of this, again, that we'll unpack. But it's been today we've at least gotten a basic understanding. The beginning was the tip of the iceberg of what it really means to be in the space. Let me ask you ladies this. Obviously, we've talked about a lot of things. How many years of marriage?
21.
21. We're 14.
So this should be 14.
14. 14. Okay, I was close. 14.
13. 14.
Okay. All
14
right.
in September.
Okay. 14 in September. We both again have a lot of similarities. In our households. Ladies, what are you most proud of? All those years, all this time, all this growth, all the experiences, good, bad, and indifferent. What are you most proud of?
I guess I'm most proud of us. We've been through ups and downs. 13 years of marriage, kids, travel, everything that we've gone through. I'm very proud of, even with the new company. It's one of those things you look at back from the beginning to the end. It's crazy what the things that we've done. It's, we have memories that, as we've discussed before, we have memories in our memory bank that other people are may not ever be able to create. So it's one of those things. I'm just proud of the way that we have grown as a family unit, grown as a couple.
Yep.
And from the beginning, we built that foundation of God first, and then everything else piles on from there. And He's always been the catalyst of our entire family, and has brought us through this entire journey to where we are today.
Yep. Absolutely. How about you, Josie?
Oh gosh, definitely similar. I look at where we are today, and I am proud that we're still sane. Listen, this, people think about, oh, I'm going to have a business and it's going to be great. Until you get into it, you don't understand the complexities and all the moving parts that happen on a constant basis that impact the business, the person, the family, everything you touch, the relationship. And to be from there to here, for us to sit here acknowledging that we are in this moment and we have made it and we are smiling. And even though there are complex things we're dealing with, we are actually enjoying the journey, and we are proud of just accomplishing what we. There's a lot before us still,
Oh my God.
and there's so much
Yo,
behind
even
us.
even the fact that you said enjoying the journey, I'm just like, are you?
No,
I'm
no,
just like,
no. When I said a journey, some parts like hurt. Some parts hurt like you're sitting on an open pit of fire,
man.
right? If you could put it into those terms.
Mm,
Yeah, that's real. But just looking at the whole journey, you look back and you're like, man, this was a ride. Like, you remember when this happened
mm.
and we thought the business was going to end? Oh, you thought we were going to unravel? And you thought our marriage was going to end? And look at us now. So
Mm.
you look back and you're in awe almost as to what you've come through.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Listen, man, I appreciate you sharing that, right? Because from my standpoint, I'll speak for myself. I I am excited or I'm happy that I've been able to through our business, like we've been able to create those experiences like you guys talked about, right? Create those experiences, have a family, gone on different trips, done some really cool things over the years. Like if we were to look back over our life, we're like, that was pretty exciting, right? Tough, but exciting. And excitement comes with the ebb and flow. And then when there are those seasons where I couldn't do those things for us, it's like, oh, I have to manage me and I manage my emotions. Like, Garen, are you showing up? Are you doing your best? Are you still the dude? You know, or look at you, you can't X for your wife, right? To hear you say that, to hear you say what you said, and it's even tough for me to repeat it because I'm still trying to digest it and believe it, right? Like, I'm glad that you feel that way because it's been tough the ride, but then it's also been tough for me emotionally, um, feeling as though I'm not always or consistently providing a certain level of experience for you, you know. And I don't think it's necessarily my job to just always life will always be great, but but it's something that I think about, something that I don't want to say bothers me, but it definitely puts me on an
I mean,
emotional ride.
100%. I mean, it goes to what I said earlier, right? It's this idea of a partnership.
Yeah.
And if you take the role that we take on seriously, nobody wants to be with a partner that doesn't come with some benefits, right? That doesn't have an ability to put smiles on faces, create memories that are lasting.
Mm.
You know, it doesn't have to be over the top, but just the ability to say yes sometimes, to say, you know what, let's be spontaneous. Let's just go ahead and do something. Um, there's a depth to that as a man that we feel that in times when you're going through these journeys can get it gets a little bumpy because you're not always able to do that. So, you know, as Christina said, one of the things we've started to do is replay the old memories.
Mm.
And in replaying them, um, the feelings of the feelings start to replay.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
the
I can see that.
emotions, the
That
smiles,
came with the moment.
yeah, man. And
Mhm.
it's like, man, no one can ever take that away.
from you.
And if we never got to do it again, we can
Yes.
always
Go
close
back.
our
We've
eyes
done
and
it.
replay
Yes.
the old memories.
Yeah.
So those are as we navigate the uncertainty, what else do we have, sir? What else do we have, right? Like we have to treasure those things and become much more reflective on our experiences and how fortunate we've been. Because again, Garen, what we've done, I will never say it on camera. The
Right,
places we've done, the
right.
stores we've shut down,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to Dr. Bradley Stevens and Kiana Stevens.
Hey.
But the impact that we've had and the memories that we've had, man, are you crazy fun?
Yeah.
Crazy, crazy fun. And yes, we desire to create many, many more because we're still healthy, we're still happy, we've got kids, and we want to share it with kids. We want to continue to build on our own memories. However, we know the sobering thing, again, something Garen and I talk about often, is that nothing we are doing today is guaranteed to produce anything different than what we're experiencing right now.
100%. Mm.
Nothing, all the effort, all the sweat, all the tears, all the energy, all of the bets that we have to take None of it is guaranteed to produce anything different than what we're experiencing today. And we still choose to do it. What's the alternative, sir?
And I have talked to you several times of finding an exit off of that highway. And to that last question, what's the alternative, sir? And I never have a response, which tells me just keep going, keep going. And to your point, there's absolute uncertainty. And that's for everybody,
Absolutely.
right? Whether you're working a 9 to 5 or not. But definitely in this arena, man, it is insane. You mentioned it earlier where you talked about coming home and telling your wife, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I don't know. And Josie has received many of those from me where I did not know. And Chris, you spoke about the idea of starting your day in devotion, right? You're starting your day with God. I do meditation to get my day started. Then I go to the gym, right? Like I have a routine that just keeps me sane, to your point, Josie. Just keeps me sane for the moment.
Hmm.
And then I don't know what's gonna happen in the next 2 hours. But if I'm sane for the moment, I take the next step. It's a crazy ride, man. It's a crazy ride. It's a crazy
So,
ride.
so I'm a believer that to whom much is requested, much is required. Which is a different spin on to whom much is given, much is required.
Yeah.
Because we may not be given, we're blessed, no question. However, what Garen and I know is that we've asked a lot out of the universe in terms of what we want to accomplish, what we believe we can accomplish. And so in order for us to show up at that moment with authenticity and something to say, we have to go through some things first.
Hmm.
And being interesting isn't only about how many books you've read, it's about what you've been through. And we are amassing quite the library of things that we've been through that at some point, right, whether it's here or not or somewhere else, will mean something to the right audience, to the right group. And it's again, this to remind everybody, this was about this next wave of resilience and how it impacts those that are closest to us. And you've heard our partners talk about the impact on them. You've heard them talk about the impact on the relationships in their family. You've heard them talk about what they're most proud of in their journeys. So we'll close with this.
Before we close.
Or before we close.
Before we close.
Before we close.
I got a question.
You got a question. All right.
And this is to the ladies, when you hear your partners casting a new vision, right, for the future, you've been on these rides before. When we cast a new vision for the future, how do you prepare for it? Like what goes on inside your mind, inside your body to prepare for that? Because it's not your vision. You signed on. You signed on for these Pistol Pete's. Right?
So that actually ties into my closing question.
Okay.
So my closing question was,
Mm.
what do you ladies see down the road the next few years? What does it look like for you, and how do you feel we collectively can better prepare for it?
I'll let you go first, Josie.
You're so kind. Oh gosh, so what do I see for us down the road in the next few years? I think about when that initial vision was cast for the business, and there was a lot of unknowns.
Sure.
But that faith, I think that's a big part of not knowing, but having this bigger belief in something that is bigger than you. And so, because I have seen the success of the person accomplishing said dreams, said visions, and the work that has been put in, I actually sit in a space of calm in the midst of unknowns because of what I have seen prior.
Mm.
Oh,
So where Garen is sitting on a lot, and I know for our family it's a lot, there's still a sense of calm that I experience because I've seen him do it, accomplish it,
Mm.
ridden through multiple storms, and come out on the other end in different facets of ways. So for me, there is a level of faith, trust, and calm in the midst of it.
Mm.
So I do see, I cannot say I see a definitive view because I am actually putting this out there and saying, allow this to manifest in the way that it should, that is way beyond anything we could ever think of or dream of.
Mhm.
Um, I know what Garen's vision is. I know what I would like to see the vision for him grow into. I know what we would like to see for our family. But I also believe in there's a bigger manifestation that is so much bigger than any of us.
Mm-hmm.
So I hold on. I hold on for the ride and I trust and I have faith.
Mm.
And I know for you, I feel it, but I want you to know that I trust the next steps of this ride with you that we'll be on. Does that answer the question?
It does.
Okay.
Your turn. You
My
can say
turn.
ditto.
I will say ditto, but there's some things I would like to add to it too because, for me, my personality is that type of person of if you're struggling, how can I fix it? I've always been that way. And, our journey and our ride, even in the future, I like the way that you kind of stated, Josiane, of being trusting, being that calm in the storm, and being there for your vision, being there to help you out in any way I can. I feel like even through our journey now, our communication and everything that we've gone through has become a whole lot stronger. We ensure we try to overly communicate versus under communicate. Um, and I feel that even in this journey that God has taken us on right now, the atmosphere doesn't even know what Mr. English is all about. It's one of those things where you surprise me every day. And, you are a true example to those that are around you, as well as to our kids, our family, and stuff like that. So I'm here to support you through it all, here to take on anything that you need me to take on. And all of us are going to be here to support you through this journey.
Very much appreciated.
Well, was this supposed to be an emotional
It,
segment?
yeah, it was. It wasn't
Killing
right.
me. Oh.
Whew. Well, we will close on that. Garen, good episode.
Yeah.
Good
yeah.
idea.
Was it? Was it?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So, thank you again for joining us on the Growth Mindset. Our goal here is to continue to bring conversations to you that are meaningful, that are authentic, and that demonstrate the impact that our lives have and the meaning that they bring. And so continue to engage with us. We will continue to strive to engage with you as we continue down this very important journey of self-discovery, self-awareness, and authenticity. Thank you very much.